Christmas 2024 repair number 2. This is a string of, I think it's a string of 12 or 10. 2, 4, 6. It's a string of 10, which that means it's probably 12 volt bulbs, which are kind of hard to find. But let's get this plugged in and see what's going on here. There's no operation at all of the string, but with a string of 12 or a string of 10, there's only one circuit anyways, so the whole thing being out does not necessarily indicate that it's not a simple issue with one of the bulbs. Okay. So there's 3 wires here, so maybe this is not a string of, I don't know, whatever. Let's see if we can find out where the power stops. The problem here is I don't know which wire. Now I know which wire. It's this one. Okay, so we've got, this has got to be the runner, the plug. This is the common, and then this has got to be the one that feeds all the lights. If we reverse the plug, do we get electricity here? We do. So it might actually be that the problem is somewhere right here. Could it be an issue with the first bulb? There's no power coming out of the first socket here. I don't know if this old tester on the, what do you call this thing here, the light discarder basic, will work for this bulb because it's such high voltage. I know this is good for like 2.5, 3.5, but I don't know about 12. Now this is lighting up. It's very dim, but it does light it up. So the bulb itself is not busted. It's not to say there's not something wrong with the socket, though. Might be some corrosion or something in there. Power there. Power there. So this is a trouble point right here. We have power on this side, but not on that side. And the bulb is in fact bad. I can see there's a break in the filament. So this is our bad bulb. Yep, yeah, nothing. So this bulb is busted. So now I gotta try to find a suitable replacement for this. I think that one of these strings has some spare bolts attached to it. We'll go outside and take a look. One of the strings, actually several of the strings out there, did have bulbs attached. So this should be a drop-in replacement. It's got the base on it already. But it still doesn't work. Okay. Well, we solved that problem because now we got power going past it. We got power going past there. We have no power here either. Do we? I grabbed two bulbs. Let's see if this fixes it. Nope, it didn't fix it. This bulb doesn't look bad to me. So that leaves us with just the first one that might be bad. Okay, so it's still not working. I'm at a bit of a loss here. Something's not quite right about this one. I feel like there's something wrong with this one. I'm going to grab a flashlight and take a look inside there. I don't see any signs of corrosion. Both contacts are there. The wire's up and onto the contacts. Everything looks fine from below. I don't see what would be wrong here. That seems better now. And what the heck is the problem? Is there a break in the wire? You gotta be kidding. That's pretty clear that something's wrong with the wire right here. Well, maybe not. So I just reversed the plug, which means now maybe the power's coming from this side. And now we've got a good strong signal. Well, I'm glad it's working now, but I'd like to know why it's not working, because it's inevitably going to go bad again. So we really need to find out why it stopped. There's got to be a bad connection or something somewhere. This is one of those things, I don't want this to break because it's going to get stuck in the ground and I'm not going to be able to get it out until the spring. I'm not going to want to be taking it in and out for repairs, or trying to take it in and out for repairs. Well, I can't really tell what's wrong with it. So then I have another spare bulb here. Is this bulb still good? That's my next question. It is, so we'll keep that as a spare. Well, I don't really have an explanation as to what was wrong with this. I know that one bulb was definitely burnt out, but what was wrong with it after there, I couldn't tell you. I just hope that whatever it was does not break again. Here we are a couple hours later. I had put the string out, everything was fine, turned everything off because it was still light out. Now it's dark out, turn the lights back on. String doesn't work again. And this is exactly why I was not too happy that it started working before without an explanation, because if you don't understand what fixed it, it's probably not fixed. So we're going to have to go through this again and see if we can figure out why this isn't working. So I feel like there's got to be a loose connection somewhere, because that's what seemed to do it before. I don't remember which way I had it plugged in, and it does make a difference. Now I don't see, now I'm not getting anything out of it. Okay, so now there's no power here, so the brake has to be somewhere between this light and this light. I just don't understand what the breakage is. Okay, there's no power there at all. power here. Let's see if we turn the plug around, do we get power here? We got power there. We got power there. It's not like really strong, I don't know. That would lead me to believe that there's a problem here, but I don't see what the problem is. Alright, this is getting a little annoying now. This bulb looks fine to me. No, it's not working in the tester. I think what I did last year in order to use this was I actually cut this top off, and that's why it's glued back on. Don't really want to do that again. This is our spare from the other set, and it doesn't fix it. But now we do seem to have power on both sides pretty well. Now see, I'm not happy that that just started working, because there's obviously something that's still wrong with this. I'd like to know where the break is. I think it's somewhere over here. I feel like it's not getting a good signal anymore. Yep, that's very strong. And then it kind of fades out here. No, now it's good. So we have power through the entire string. Why is it not working? There's power at every single bulb. I don't understand why it's not working. There's got to be something that's loose somewhere. So right now it's this. Now this bulb happens to be burnt out anyways, so we'll just replace it. Okay, so there's got to be something wrong with the socket, because as I put this in here, I think what's going on is the wires shorted together and closed the circuit, and made it work, but there's definitely something wrong here with this particular socket. I don't know. I don't feel like we've got it. That was definitely the bulb that was causing the problem, but it should have come on immediately when I put the bulb in, and it just didn't. See, I knew we didn't get it. Something is very wrong with this string, and I don't know what it is. I really can't tell where the breakage is. This is ridiculous. I don't feel like we fixed it. I don't feel like we fixed it at all. I think it's very much still messed up. And it's probably going to fail again. This is getting annoying. And of course, doing this to the bulbs is just terrible. I don't know how else to figure out what's going on. It's definitely somewhere towards the end, I think. I don't know. You know, something is definitely weird about this, because if you look at the, I don't know if this is picking up on the video, but the bulbs at the beginning of the string are substantially brighter than those at the end, and it seems to change in between these two sockets. Let's see if that follows the bulb or the location. It follows the bulb, so that has nothing to do with the electrical function of the string. I find it very odd, but I don't think that's our problem. It's just like something at a certain angle. I feel like these bulbs are getting dimmer and dimmer. And look at the difference between these. Something really strange is going on with this set. Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun to get out of here. It's recessed. Can I use this? This is such a bizarre failure. If this was not a novelty string, I think I would just toss this. Unfortunately, it's a novelty string that probably can't be replaced. So, you kind of have to fix it. I wonder if there's something bizarre that's wrong with this bulb. I don't know, I really feel like there's something wrong with the string as a whole because the brightness of the bulbs is not consistent and that's going to cause a problem. Did I just break this bulb? Because these bulbs, these are actually getting hot. These are burning so much brighter. These bulbs are actually getting hot up here. So this was a bright one. Let's put this down here. And then this other one here, this one was very dim and seemed kind of flaky. Let's move this to where the bright one was. And let's see what happens. It doesn't work. There's just no rhyme or reason to what's going on here. To me, that seems like a bad bulb right here. And this was the one that was a little flaky. These other bulbs, well, this one's burned out, but I think it's still, the shunt is still good. Nope, the light just broke off of it. Alright, I gotta go see if I have any more spare bulbs for this. Alright. Here's 2 more replacement bulbs. Let's put this in here and see what happens. It works. Okay. And as far as the brightness is concerned, there's still a variance, but it is following the bulb, not the location in the string. So, I don't know, I don't understand that. I did notice that some of the bulbs have the blackening around the outside, so maybe some of these are the wrong voltage, I don't know. Well, I feel like now we might have fixed it, because that was a fairly definable moment there where we changed a bulb and it worked. So I have some confidence in this now. I'm going to put it out again and we'll see. If it breaks again, I'm just going to leave it alone for now and proceed with everything else, because I can't keep spending all this time and pushing off the initial setup of everything because one string is busted. We'll fix it, but it'll be later on, and it'll be in a separate video. But hopefully this is it. Hopefully we've got it now, and it's not going to go out again, and that'll be it. Okay, time to put these out again.